Well, hello, traders and investors. I'm L.A. Little, and this is your daily NeoTA wrap. We take a look at these markets, and we do it from a neoclassical perspective. That means each day we ask ourselves, what happened today? What might it tell us about the coming ones? I do a show 4 times a week, every Monday through Thursday. It's broadcast at or before 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Archived on YouTube. It's under the channel L.A. Little, and if you want to subscribe, just reach up in the right-hand corner and do so. Anytime I push content, you'll get a notification, as long as it's a public content, not private, meant for members only. As far as what happened to markets today, let's take a quick look here. Quote-wise, you had flat day, down slightly on the S&P. You had the Dow down also slightly. NASDAQ index did push a little bit higher. Russell down as well. If you look overseas, another big push in Europe. They got that 3-day big continuation move going. A little bit of a continuation in Hong Kong, not much. Nikkei couldn't do it. Asia just really was pretty much flat. China can't move. The Hang Seng also was struggling, as I said. If you look at the metals, silver was up, gold was down. And dollar-wise, you had it down a little bit more again today. So a weaker dollar one more time. And that should help commodities to some extent. But really the issue right now is you just had a big nice big long run. So let's pull it up here and look at the S&P. Now I'm doing this show a little bit early tonight. I'm not going to be around at the normal time, so I don't have my quotes in yet. But we can look to, we can look over here at the SPY. And if you look at the SPY, the Qs, the IWM, all of them show lighter volume today, and it did look like a light volume day when I did look at it intraday on the futures chart. So I think you can assume you got light volume on all of these indexes. This one was an inside day. It didn't quite get over the top, so the S&P really doesn't tell you much. But if you look elsewhere, you do get some tells. In particular, if you look on the NASDAQ, you go over, you go under, you're going to have lighter volume. That's a 2-bar. That's an extended move, short-term time frame. And what I'm talking about is you take the angle of ascent, you push it up, right? That's an extended move. That's vertical. That thing's going to pull back. It's a 2-bar reversal. It's going to pull back. Where can it pull back to? That's what you have to measure neoclassically. So you got to go look for bars of significance. For example, there's one here. There's another one there that it just went into. There's one here as well. And so then you go and you line them up and you say, where can you go? Well, that's the area, folks. That's where it's going to try to come back to. So that's the NASDAQ index has the same picture, same setup, over, under, back, under. You got and it's a 2-bar. You got the Russell, also same sort of situation, not as extended, but has a failed 2-bar as well. That says they're going to try to come back. And so, one of the things you want to do is you always want to try to measure up everything that you can, or as much time as you have. So you're looking at those things that are significant, right? You're looking at those things that are moving things. SOX stays over the highs. 93.77, 93.83 today on the close. So that one actually closed higher. But if you look elsewhere, you've got failures. If you go to the basic materials, you get over, under, less volume. It was trying to get over the swing point high. Did it yesterday, barely, had a bad candle today, pulls back. Not only did it pull back, it pulls back on a full retest regen on the very next bar. 47.18, 47.20 is where it closed. Tomorrow it has to hold this area. If it doesn't, it's coming down deeper, and it's got a consolidation range taking place up here at the top. And so what I'm saying is, if you can't hold your retest regen, which is this bar, then this range that's in effect up here is going to be what happens, right? You're going to be able to test that whole range. You break it, you can come down and test the other range, so forth, right? That's the sort of stuff you can do with the neoclassical. And as you know, if you've been watching the last week or so, actually about a week ago, I announced that we were going to take 10 new subscribers. I was going to give them a crash course on neoclassical. Well, last night we had one left. That filled up. We actually have one in the queue. If you want to be in the queue, because these are people that have spoke for it now, they have a few days to actually, subscribe and put themselves in process for the tutorial I'm going to do, the seminar I'm going to do with them. If for some reason anybody falls out, then we'll take some extras. If you want to be in the queue, you can certainly send me an email. Same email I've been advertising And that's my email, tat@tatoday.com. Just send me an email, and if for any reason somebody falls out, then we'll try to get you in. So XLB fells. If you look at the energy markets, right? Energy market also fells. If you look at the financials, financials actually was an inside bar. I don't believe it actually got to the low today. Let's check it. 2363. Oh, it did. Got under and over. Actually, the financials, it's the opposite. Financials are probably going to try to hold up here. Industrials. Now the industrials failed as well. They get over, back under. XLK. Same thing, gets over, back under. I think it actually closed under. Let's check it. 89. I actually closed even, so that one isn't. But pretty much across the board tonight, you have that same scenario playing out over and over. I believe discretionary did too, and yes, it did. So you got two bar reversals across the board, and a number of these a number of the indexes, most of them, but also on a number of the sectors. If you look overseas, you had a big move there, so nothing to recap there in particular. The real story here is that you've had a big run, a big, fast, direct run like we get so many times. It's done, right? Or at least the majority of what it was going to do is done. And it was pretty much done yesterday. As I said last night, you could expect a little bit more push today, but you're about done. And in fact, that's the way it played out. And now you're getting the signals to show you that's probably true. So you have to expect tomorrow this market's going to try and pull back. How deep? Well, I showed you on the S&P. You can do the same sort of thing on other indexes if you want. And you can measure up where those things are going to try to come back to. That's where we sit, and that's what you should expect. We've got another day of trading, Memorial Day on Monday, I believe, if I remember correctly. And that means that we're not going to be trading on Monday. So 3-day weekend, I expect you're going to see some pullback tomorrow. You actually got Yellen slated to speak as well, potentially. Maybe the setup here is a pullback on the news with respect to the Fed. Thanks for joining me. Again, if you want to get in the queue, if anybody that happens to fall out, just drop an email to me at tat@tatoday, and I'll get you set up that way. Have a great one. Take care. See you next time. Good night.